Looking for a 2-0 start in Big South play, the Stony Brook football team traveled to Coastal Carolina in Week 7 for a matchup against the Chanticleers. And here are the highlights brought to you by Simplex Grinnell. It took less than 3 minutes for the home team to get on the board in this game. Here's quarterback Aramis Hillary connecting with Demario Bennett, a 24-yard touchdown. And for the first time this season, the Seawolves give up the first points in the game. But Kyle Essington and the Seawolves offense would strike right back. Here's Kevin Norrell with a 22-yard reception, hauls that one in on the sideline, and then 3 plays later, Essington, with plenty of time in the pocket, guns it over the middle to Jordan Gush, a 10-yard scoring strike, and the Seawolves even the score at 7 apiece. Coastal Carolina would regain the lead with a touchdown early in the second quarter, but again the Seawolves had a response. Essington flushed out of the pocket, hits Gush again, makes an over-the-shoulder grab for 40 yards. And that would eventually lead to this. Watch Essington go to the end zone, an unbelievable adjustment made by Norrell, an 18-yard touchdown, and we're all tied up at 14. Fast forward now to the third quarter, score still tied at 14 when Miguel Masonette just puts the team on his back. On work ethic alone, spurring the Seawolves forward, a tough 11-yard run up the gut, and then a couple plays later, Masonette just gonna drag tacklers inside the 30, 13 more yards. Masonette would get the ball 8 times on this drive, and eventually he would cash in from the 1-yard line, scampers home, and Stony Brook takes a 21-14 lead. After a Chanticleers punt, the Seawolves offense back on the field, and ladies and gentlemen, this is why Masonette is the greatest rusher in Big South history. Takes it into the open field, now we're gonna freeze it. The spotlight's on Coastal's Richie Sampson, who's going to attempt to make the tackle, but Masonette says, "I don't think so," lowers his shoulder and sends him flying, all part of a 58-yard run. The drive would stall, however, and Wesley Skippington would come on to try to extend the lead to 10, but his kick sails wide to the left. It remains a 7-point lead for Stony Brook. And with new life, the Chanticleers take advantage. Here's running back Lorenzo Talaferro powering through the defense, picks up 25 yards inside the 10-yard line, and then it's going to be Jeremy Height from 3 yards out, crosses the plane, and the score is all tied up again. It's now 21-21 early in the fourth. But as the game wore on, the difference was Masonette. Here is his longest run of the day, up the sidelines, tiptoes, stays in bounds, a 64-yard rush, and then 4 plays later, feed the beast. Essington in the gun, gives it to Masonette on the draw, he's in for the touchdown. Stony Brook takes a 27-21 lead after a missed extra point. And then it was time for the defense to get a stop late. Here on 4th down for Coastal, Hillary hit by Dan Mulrooney as he throws. It's batted away by Winston Longden. And the Seawolves escape Conway, South Carolina and Brooks Stadium with a 27-21 win. Masonette rushes for a career-high 233 yards, including 199 in the second half, as the Seawolves improved to 6-1 and 2-0 in the Big South. Stony Brook returns to action next Saturday at home against Gardner-Webb at 4 p.m.